transmitters to ensure a good balance between the incoming streams of energy and information and the outgoing transmissions. In the Wingmakers terminology, this is akin to the wholeness navigator, that part that looks upon one's local universe and genuinely perceives it as a three-dimensional web connecting all life in wholeness. Now, the Event Temple's website and materials are really focused on presenting one angle on how an individual can live a love-centered life, but not for the reasons that it brings you spiritual knowledge or the security of good relationships or less stress, but rather to be responsible in helping humanity shift to a higher dimensional perspective amidst the tumultuous times ahead, as we go through some of these birth pangs of a new humanity. It's important to understand the heart and mind are seamless, as I said before, two sides of the same coin, and that coin does not have a name to it. It's not definable as we sort out words to apply to it. Paradoxically, it's wordless where its definition matters, and where it doesn't matter, it's called things like soul, an integral self, a mortal consciousness, and spirit. But all of these words pin it down inside a box the moment the word is used to describe it. That's how the mind works. It places things inside a box that is of a manageable size and can be seen according to a three-dimensional reality. So, while the focus may be on the heart in this project and the mind on another, the real focus is on the integration of the two into a harmonious expression of the virtuous heart and mind through the human instrument into the worlds of time-space, which is here and now. And it's Earth in the year 2008, in the month of April, on the 5th day, in the 14th hour, in the 22nd minute, in the 12th second of time. I'm making some of this up, of course, but my point is that even when you have limited yourself into thinking that here and now is literally here and now, just as I defined it, it isn't. There is no time or space that bounds your expression of the virtuous qualities within you. They are outside of that box, as big as time-space here and now is. But I understand the difficulty in making that distinction. All that's really important is to know that when you transmit your love-centered life into your local universe, you are touching more than your local universe, and you are not locked inside the here and now, but can transmit into all time and even non-time.
So I see our discussion is starting to touch on time travel. You know from the amount of email I forward to you that time travel is one of the more common themes, I'll say. Not certainly in the top 5 or 6 or whatever, but it's probably in the top 10 or so. In the Wingmakers materials, time travel is discussed in some detail in the ancient Arrow Project book. For those of you who haven't read all of the material or looked at the book at least. And there it's described as a technology called BST, or blank slate technology. Do you want to shed any light on this topic?
Not particularly. Not at this time. And it's not that I don't find the topic interesting, but the energetics of our conversation will be better served if we stay on a different wavelength.
Okay, I understand.
You see, time-space is an invention of the mind to allow us to navigate into three-dimensional reality. Something that is invented by the mind can always be influenced by the higher consciousness of the spirit, as it is encompassing of the mind. So as spirit beings, we time travel all the time. The kind of time travel that was described in the Wingmakers material, it has more to do with institutionalized time travel and bringing it within the domain of human technology. There are many projects that have experimented with time travel, and I merely disclosed one such project in the Ancient Tarot book. But it's a very, very complex subject when you begin to institutionalize time travel.
James, do you want to take a break yet?
Yes, it would be good to stretch our legs, but I'd like to make one final point before we end this session.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, one moment. We're all members of a single organism, much like individual photons compose a beam of light, or trillions of electrons compose an electrical current that sweeps across a galaxy. When we move from the world of phenomena to the higher dimensions of reality, individuality is exchanged for community. And this community is vast and encompassing, and it contains an intelligence that mirrors its vastness. In the times ahead, there will be shifting sands and creeping doubts, and many people will feel fears trying to grasp them. I remind anyone who is open-minded to the possibility that you are here at this time to give your love independent of the external world conditions and events. It's the foundation of event temples to help organize these quantum communities so that we can collectively stand as examples of love-based communities living amidst fear-based individuals, and easing the fear and guilt and hate and base survival and ignorance and greed energies that will be emitted in the coming years as the birth pangs of a new earth are released. I understand it's very easy to fall prey to these fear-based energies and want to protect yourselves and loved ones, and prepare for tumultuous times to, in effect, to crawl inside a protective cocoon and wait for the chaos to pass. But the times, as hard as they may become, will be made easier for all in the broader community of humanity and Earth if those of us who came to this planet at this time fully awaken to our missions of receiving and transmitting love frequencies into our local universe, knowing well that the walls of our local universe extend to the most distant and ancient walls of our Creator's universe. They are truly one and the same. And what we send out to one goes to all. It circulates amongst the greater community and stabilizes it amid any turmoil. So it is our responsibility to own this time as makers of peace from war, creators of love from turmoil, changers of darkness to light, and transformers of despair to hope. If any of you question your mission or purpose, remember it is this. How you clothe your mission in terms of your work or hobbies or family or relationships, well, this is up to you. And in the wide sense of reality, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you express a love-centered life into your local universe independent of external circumstance. You place this at the core of your human existence, knowing that if you do so, you are